Pawn Stars boss Rick Harrison pays $100,000 for Holy Grail item signed by Abraham Lincoln, in a stunning moment that stunned fans and collectors alike. Rick Harrison, the sharp-talking boss of Pawn Stars, made headlines when he paid an astonishing $100,000 for a rare historical document, signed by none other than Abraham Lincoln. The item, described by experts as a true holy grail of collectibles, represents one of the most valuable purchases ever seen on the hit History Channel show. This wasn't just any ordinary piece of history. It was a rare, authenticated government document bearing the signature of the 16th President of the United States, issued during the height of the Civil War. For Harrison, who has built his reputation on identifying high-value items with historical significance, this acquisition was not only a major win, but also a testament to his deep knowledge of Americana and his willingness to make bold investments. The item in question was brought into the world-famous gold and silver pawn shop in Las Vegas by a private collector who had inherited it from a distant relative. At first glance, the document appeared to be an old, yellowed piece of parchment, unassuming to the untrained eye. But upon closer inspection, the handwriting, seals, and most importantly, the signature at the bottom, told a different story. Rick Harrison, known for his instinctive ability to recognize valuable pieces of history, immediately sensed the potential significance of the document. He carefully examined the ink, the paper quality, and the overall condition before calling in outside experts, historians, archivists, and authentication specialists to verify its legitimacy. After weeks of research and verification, the conclusion was clear. The document was indeed signed by Abraham Lincoln himself. Abraham Lincoln is arguably one of the most revered figures in American history. As the president who led the country through the Civil War and abolished slavery, his legacy looms large. Because of his iconic status, any authentic artifact bearing his signature or likeness is highly coveted by collectors, historians, and museums around the world. However, genuine documents signed by Lincoln are exceptionally rare. During his presidency, many official documents were signed by secretaries or aides on his behalf. To find a document with Lincoln's actual signature, especially one tied directly to a significant event in American history, is almost unheard of. The document purchased by Rick Harrison was dated April 1864 and related to a military commission appointment. It bore Lincoln's unmistakable signature, along with the seal of the United States Department of State. Experts estimated that fewer than 50 such documents with Lincoln's autograph exist today, making this particular item one of the rarest and most valuable in private hands. While $100,000 might seem like a steep price to pay for a single piece of paper, Rick Harrison's decision was grounded in both passion and business sense. Over the years, he has built a reputation for investing in high-quality historical artifacts that carry emotional weight and cultural value. Lincoln-signed items have consistently appreciated in value over time. In recent years, similar documents have sold at auction for well over six figures, with some reaching into the millions. Harrison, understanding the rarity and demand for such an item, saw this as not only a personal treasure, but also a smart financial move. Moreover, acquiring such a prestigious item enhances the image of the pawn shop itself. By showcasing top-tier historical artifacts, Rick elevates the brand beyond a typical pawn shop and positions it as a destination for serious collectors and history enthusiasts alike. When news broke that Rick Harrison had spent $100,000 on a Lincoln-signed document, the reaction was immediate and widespread. Fans of Pawn Stars flooded social media with excitement, calling it one of the most impressive moments in the show's long-running history. Collectors and historians praised the acquisition, noting how rare it is for such a historically significant item to surface on the open market. Some questioned whether paying six figures was justified. But most agreed that given the provenance and authenticity, the price was more than reasonable. In fact, many experts believe that Harrison got a bargain, especially if the item were to go up for auction in the future. Harrison himself later commented on the purchase during a follow-up interview, saying, "This isn't just about money. It's about preserving history. I've always said that every item we buy tells a story. This one tells the story of a nation divided and then reunited. That's priceless." Rick Harrison's Lincoln document purchase highlights a growing trend among collectors: the increasing value and popularity of historical memorabilia. In recent years, there has been a surge in interest in presidential signatures, wartime artifacts, and rare documents from America's past. This rise can be attributed to several factors. First, there is a growing awareness of the importance of preserving history in an increasingly digital world. Second, the scarcity of these items makes them attractive to investors looking for tangible assets with long-term appreciation potential. And third, television shows like Pawn Stars have helped bring attention to the thrill of discovering lost treasures and learning their stories. As a result, prices for rare historical items have soared. Lincoln, being one of the most beloved and studied presidents, remains a favorite among collectors. His signature, in particular, commands a premium, especially when found on original documents rather than photographs or printed materials. So what does Rick Harrison plan to do with this incredible piece of history? While he hasn't announced any specific plans, he has hinted that the document may be displayed at the pawn shop or even loaned out to a museum for public viewing. Harrison has previously donated or loaned valuable items to educational institutions and historical societies, believing strongly in the power of education and preservation. Given the significance of the Lincoln document, it wouldn't be surprising to see it featured in a traveling exhibit or showcased at a major museum in the near future. Of course, there's also the possibility that Harrison could choose to sell the document down the line, especially if its value increases significantly. However, based on his comments and actions over the years, it seems likely that he will keep the item as part of his personal collection, a symbol of American history and a reminder of one of the most important figures in the nation's past. Rick Harrison's acquisition of the Lincoln signed document offers several key takeaways for collectors, entrepreneurs, and history buffs alike. Provenance is everything. Authenticity and documentation are crucial when purchasing historical items. Without proper verification, even the most valuable artifacts can lose their worth. Investing in history can be lucrative while collecting should be driven by passion. It's also possible to make sound financial decisions by investing in rare and culturally significant items. Preservation Matters items like the Lincoln document are not just valuable because of their monetary worth, they help preserve the memory of pivotal moments in history. Knowledge is power. Rick Harrison's success lies not only in his business acumen, but also in his deep understanding of history and collectibles. His ability to recognize value when others might overlook it is a skill honed over decades. History belongs to everyone by bringing rare items into the public eye through shows like Pawn Stars. Harrison plays a role in democratizing access to history, allowing people from all walks of life to appreciate and learn from the past. Rick Harrison's $100,000 purchase of a Lincoln signed document stands as one of the most remarkable moments in Pawn Stars history. It's a story that blends business savvy, historical passion, and the enduring allure of American heritage. For Harrison, it's not just another deal, it's a legacy item that connects him to the very fabric of the nation's past. As the world continues to change at a rapid pace, artifacts like this serve as powerful reminders of where we've come from and who we are as a people. And thanks to individuals like Rick Harrison, who recognize the value of preserving history, these treasures remain accessible to future generations. In the end, while the price tag was high, the true value of this item cannot be measured in dollars alone. It represents freedom, leadership, resilience, and the enduring impact of one of America's greatest leaders.